Hi students, good morning to all of you. So this is the fourth video lecture on synchronous motor drives in the PhD subject. So the today's topic is voltage source inverter fed synchronous motor drives. So let us before start the today's topic, let us summarize the contents covered in earlier class. So in earlier class, the self-controlled synchronous motor drive employing load commutated inverter LCI covered and belongs to the load commutated inverter closed loop operation, which is also known as the constant marginal angle control, and along with the numerical belongs to the load commutated inverter covered in earlier class. So now today's topic voltage source inverter fed synchronous motor drive. So already we discussed the speed control of induction motor on stator side. So this topic already covered in the induction motor. Once you are thorough in the speed control of induction motor through VSI, so this topic is very easier for us. Is so induction inverter fed synchronous motor is more popular as a converter motor. So these drives can also be developed to have a self control. Self control means closed loop. Is so using a rotor position or pace control methods. Is so generally the normal VSI voltage source inverter with 180 degrees conduction of thyristors requires a forced commutation. Here the load commutation cannot be applicable. Is so that's why we depend on the forced commutation in such type of cases. So the typical circuit diagram, what is the generalized configuration, the same configuration already given in case of the induction motor speed control. The VSI configuration is wherever you go, it is same generalized configuration. A DC voltage is fed to the three legs, and here the diodes are used for the commutation of the forced commutation of the thyristor switches, and see that each leg will give the one phase. This is the phase A, phase B, and phase C. Yes, so you better to keep this the A, B, and C. Yes, so all the three legs fed to the synchronous motor stator. Yes, uh, see here, this configuration is the generalized configuration where voltage source inverter fed synchronous motor. So the operating strategies, why? Because why you are going for this scheme here is, so we need to have a variable frequency and variable voltage. So these two you are having it help of this scheme, it help of this scheme, so that the speed control of induction motor below rated speeds as well as above rated speeds easily getting with V by F control method. So whatever may be the manner in which you are changing either voltage or frequency, the most cautious precaution here is to keep the rotor speed tracks with the stator speed. That means without losing synchronism, the synchronous motor rotates. So synchronous motor is also rotating in a synchronous speed. That's why only you have to control only frequency as well as voltage. Yes. So see here, and what are the different control strategies? What are the different control strategies by which variable voltage and variable frequency are getting to the stator of synchronous motor, so that to have a speeds above rated speeds as well as below rated speeds. Let us see. There are three possible combinations are possible to provide a variable voltage and variable frequency supply to synchronous motor fed from ESI. Those are, so what are those three possible combinations in the sense? One is the square wave inverters. One is the square wave inverters. This is also known as I think stepped wave inverter, and another one is PWM inverters. So PWM inverters, already you know the pulse output voltage split into number of pulses for minimizing the harmonics. Is another one is chopper with square wave inverters. Yes. So in all the above cases, synchronous motor can be either a separate control or self control. Separate control means open loop, self control means closed loop. Yes. So this is generalized body of a voltage source inverter by which different schemes are adapted for getting the variable voltage as well as variable frequency. Let us go for the one by one. First one is a square wave inverter. Yes. Yes, see here in square wave inverters. Square wave inverters in the sense uh, there is no possibility in varying the voltage in inverter itself. So therefore, what how to vary the voltage is a question mark. And with help of this inverters, we can easily change the frequency, but voltage is not possible. At that time, the DC link voltage can be varied with help of a phase control rectifier. That's all. With help of phase control rectifier of a thyristor bridge rectifier, we can vary the voltage. See here, in a square wave inverters, the DC link voltage is variable. That is, the voltage control is obtained to the inverter using phase control rectifier. Phase control rectifier in the sense a general three phase control rectifier as shown in separate control as well as self controller. See here a three phase AC supply which is fed to the phase control rectifier. So what it does, three phase AC supply is converted into DC voltage. So DC the coming DC output of DC voltage is fed through a filter for improving the waveform or purifying the waveform, and that is again fed to the inverter. So inverter has an ability to change the frequency. Variable voltage is coming from here, and by changing the firing angle of this voltage, this converter, and frequency is getting by changing the time period of the inverter, the timing sequence of the inverter for the switches. So obviously at the input of the synchronous motor we can have a variable voltage as well as variable frequency, so that V by F has maintained constant for below rated speeds, and for above rated speed V is maintained constant and frequency has to be changed. This is the rotor. So there is a provision here, the speed from a crystal oscillator. If we go for this closed loop control, so this is the separate control of synchronous motor PET square wave inverter. You see here, separate control is always a open loop. So this scheme, what is this scheme in the sense? This the frequency is varied in the inverter, voltage is varied in the firing angle circuit. That's the scheme. It's not a closed loop. So you go for the second scheme, which is the self-control synchronous motor PET from square wave inverter. So in this the same configuration, but you can provide self means closed loop. Closed loop means control the motor through a rotor position sensors are in same configuration. Whatever configuration we discussed above, the same configuration as a open loop here. And then uh, the rotor, a rotor position sensors, control either from a rotor sensors or reduced voltage sensor. These sensors to be placed in or mounted on the rotor. Rotor is always rotating with a synchronous speed, so that speed is to be sensed. That is nothing but the actual speed of the motor, and that is compared with the reference or set speed. And is there no deviation? Nothing. Is there some deviation? That deviation is to be changed with help of the phase control rectifier by changing the firing angle. So this is the scheme, closed loop scheme. Yes, but what this is not familiar method. Square wave inverter is a not that much familiar method because of the drawbacks of this scheme. The disadvantage of this method is that commutation is very difficult at low speeds. Is so commutation is difficult at low speed, hence applicable from medium to high speeds only. At low speeds, the commutation is somewhat a severe problem, resulting implemented for medium to high speed applications. And since output voltage is square wave, then inverter is called variable voltage inverter. What is variable voltage inverter in the sense? The output voltage is square wave, then it is called then the inverter is called variable voltage inverter or square wave inverter. And these are the drawbacks. So commutation is very difficult, and that too Due to continuous turn on and continuous turn off, the harmonic content is much. Resulting harmonic content is much in the sense it have a heating problem. So like that, there are so many problems, and also the power factor recorded as very low. So that's why, to avoid the drawbacks in this scheme, you can go for the second method, which is the PWM control strategy. In the second method, PWM control is to have voltage control within the inverter. See here. So voltage control within the inverter, in the sense, just a constant DC supply is directly applied to the inverter, there is no problem. Inverter has an ability to change the both voltage as well as the frequency. Yes. So in the inverter itself changes the voltage, just by splitting number of voltage pulses. Yes. So it's in the second method, PWM inverter is to have voltage control within the inverter itself using the principles of PWM. Yes, the PWM is nothing but generating the output in terms of the pulses just by comparing the carrier signal with the reference signal. Yes. So here the DC link voltage is constant. So the diode rectifier is used. Diode rectifier is always gives the a fixed AC voltage supply into fixed DC supply. So the cost of the rectifier is very low without control. So simply one voltage is available. That voltage is forwarded to the DC link. So it does not have any difficulty in commutation because of avoiding the thyristors. Only we are concentrated on diodes. There is no problem. So therefore, the speeds from 0 speed to the up to its rated to the above speeds, there is no problem. It's all the difficulties. It does not have any difficulties in commutation at low speeds. It have wide speed range of applications from 0 to its any desired speed so required. Yes. So the connection diagrams of the let's see the connection diagram of the PWM control inverter. So as per our discussion, what we required here is just a diode rectifier is enough. Just diode rectifier enough, it is fed to the directly to the inverter, then synchronous mode. So what is the principle here? Three-phase AC supply. Three-phase AC supply is fed to the direct diode rectifier. It converts as three-phase AC into DC. So it is a constant DC. This DC is to be forwarded through a filter for improvement of the waveform, otherwise purification of the waveform, and then fed to induction PWM inverter. So here inverter has an ability to change the both voltage as well as the frequency, the variable voltage and variable frequency fed to the synchronous motor. Yes. So that we will have speeds from below rated speeds as well as above rated speeds, both are getting. And this the speed from a crystal oscillator. So crystal oscillator is mounted on the shaft, otherwise rotor circuit, so that it gives the speed if closed loop is required. So this the separate control of synchronous motor fed from a PWM inverter. And the next one, three-phase AC supply. So three-phase, this is the second scheme, self-control scheme. Is so here also the configuration is same. Three-phase AC supply fed to a diode rectifier through a filter, through a PWM inverter, and stator of a synchronous motor. And here speed is measured with the help of a crystal oscillator, which is mounted on the shaft of the rotor of the synchronous motor, that is sensed with the help of the so many devices, tachometers, or so many sensors, and that is compared with the reference speed or set speed, and so that it changes the voltage. Yes. So closed loop, when we go for the constant speed operations only. When speed violates, this will be changed. Why? Because the reference speed is always fixed. That is always compared with the actual speed, and any error, that error is to be modified to the control of the PWM inverter. Frequency, there is a crystal oscillator is to be. Otherwise, time period has to be changed with the frequency. Yes. So this the scheme, and this is somewhat better. It has a provision for changing the speed from 0 to uh, its maximum or desired speeds. In third control is the chopper control. In the third case, a DC chopper is interposed between a diode rectifier and inverter as shown. Yes. So there is a three simple stage of conversions are possible here to reduce the DC link inductance. That is one of the major problem. So to avoid that one, a chopper is to be interposed between this diode rectifier and square wave inverter. See here, by varying the synchronous motor, it will pop a chopper. The configuration is C. A chopper ped synchronous motor, a chopper ped synchronous motor drive with variable frequency variables. So, but here the three stages of conversion. So, three-phase AC supply that is fed to a diode rectifier converts AC into DC. This DC is given to this chopper. Chopper has to convert fixed DC into variable DC, and after that to passing through the filter for purification, and then supplied to the square wave inverter. Square wave inverter change uh, the variable voltage and variable frequency to which is fed to the synchronous motor. So therefore, when synchronous motor is fed from a square wave inverter, the stator has rich in harmonics. See, the harmonic content or harmonic currents are very high, so also causing pulsating torque, additional heating. Harmonics are present in the system. Even our daily used equipment also observed in our houses. When the system is heated, in the sense there will be abnormal or currents, otherwise harmonic currents in the system. So that is the indication. Suppose any device which is to be overheated during the functioning, that means that it has a abnormal or harmonic or distortion currents that may generate the circulating currents or harmonic currents which will heat the equipment. So additional heating and also performance is reduced, which is objectionable especially at low speeds. So the power factor is also recorded very low in case of the this uh, this square wave inverter. Yes. So let us see how those drawbacks are overcome with the help of the PWM inverter. Yes. So when PWM inverter is used, then the hormone effects are reduced and stator currents are less peaky. Peaky means maximum. So during oscillations, it goes to very maximum and then come to down. It is function always rotating, always oscillating very peak and low, very peak and low. But that is not possible here. The stator currents are very less peaky and reduced harmonic current, and hence additional losses due to harmonics and the consequent motor heating. Torque pulsations are drastically decreased. Drastically decreased. So this is the speciality of the PWM inverter compared to that of the square wave inverter. And regards the unity power factor. If the machine operated with a over excitation, definitely the synchronous motor operated with a unity power factor. So VSI ped synchronous motor drive has some its specialities, its advantages, and both will covered here. So reasonable efficiency, this is the advantage. Converter cost is high, drawback is. So multi-motor operation possible, advantage. So PWM drive has better dynamic response than square wave is. So separate control may pose stability problems, but self-control avoid this problem. So find applications as general purpose drive for low and medium powers. Yes. So these are the some of the advantages as well as disadvantages of the VSI ped synchronous motor drive is. So another option is also there for us for having a variable voltage as well as variable frequency per synchronous motor, that is in the form of the cycloconverter. So cycloconverter fed synchronous motor drive. Yes. So let us go for the what is the cycloconverter fed synchronous motor. Already you know cycloconverter is another name termed as a frequency changer. Yes. So variable voltage and variable frequency can also obtain from a cycloconverter in a single stage conversion. There is no diphase control rectifier, there is no chopper not required. So in a single stage conversion, you can have a variable voltage as well as variable frequency to the synchronous motor as a synchronous motor. Yes. So when a cycloconverter is employed, the drive is fed directly from AC supply. These types of drives are used for high applications such as compressors, fans, steel rolling mills, and cement plants. So many times asked in the 2 marks questions, what are the applications of cycloconverter fed synchronous motor drives? So remember this: compressors, fans, steel rolling mills, and cement plants like that. So the self-controlled synchronous motor fed from a cycloconverter as shown. So here, this is the cycloconverter. Cycloconverter is fed with a three-phase AC supply, and the output of the cycloconverter is directly fed to the asynchronous motor. So it is a self-control means closed loop system. The speed of the synchronous motor is sensed with the rotor position sensor, and that rotor position sensed speed is to be processed through firing control circuit and changes the firing pulses so that the output voltage and frequency has to be changed. Yes, so the rotor position sensor is an integral part of the self-controlled synchronous motor drive. So by default, it is included in the cycloconverter drive. Yes, what are the rotor position sensors? In the sense, electro-optical sensors, Hall effect sensor, and digital encoders are the most commonly used devices. So with help of these devices, so we are sensing the speed in the synchronous motor. Yes, that speed is to be processed to the control circuitry. And this is the generalized block diagram representation. So I will provide to you the in detailed circuit of the cycloconverter here. Yes, so this is the detailed circuit diagram of the cycloconverters. So see, a three-phase AC supply, a three-phase AC supply. Yes, so RYB three phases. So here, this is a one leg, another leg, another three legs here. This is another three legs. So there are two legs are to be connected. This first leg as well as last leg has to be connected. This supplies one phase, and this is cycloconverter in the sense, there are each phase a back-to-back pair of thyristors. Already we executed one experiment in power electronics laboratory. AC control, AC voltage controller is just like back-to-back connection of thyristors. Such type of two combinations make a cycloconverter. Here also same thing. So one positive set, one negative set. That's all. So there are with help of positive and negative set, you make a one connection like that. One positive, one negative, another connection. One positive and one negative, another connection. Like this. ABC, ABC phases. Yes, this the stator phases, this the rotor pole phases. Yes, so the all switches are control switches, all are thyristors. One is positive group, another one is negative group per each phase. So that totally 18 thyristors. 18 thyristors are used. So the particularly such type of drives, the efficiency is very good, but the cost, the complexity of the control circuit, the cost of this drive, all are high. But efficiency is possible, but the cost of the drive and complexity of the drive is increases. See, uh, these are the three phases of the cycloconverter fed to the stator of a synchronous motor. Rotor is magnetically locked. A rotor position sensor is to be placed here. So our ultimate aim is to have a variable voltage as well as variable frequency. So variable voltage and variable frequency, how we are getting? So that is the problem for us. So firing angle changing of the cycloconverter will give the variable voltage. And cycloconverter termed as a frequency changer. Frequency changer both will be no problem for us, voltage as well as the frequency. Yes, so it is a self-control cycloconverter, closed loop cycloconverter fed synchronous motor, right? So the rotor position sensor is to be placed here, otherwise voltage sensors. So see, the speed is sensing, that set speed is to be compared with the actual speed of the motor, and you can generate the firing unit. So this firing unit gives the pulses for all the 18 thyristors. Yes. So a current controller is also there. Current settings, see here, it sensed by the current sensors and provide the quality of firing signals to the all the 18 thyristor. This is the simplified system where the variable voltage is possible, variable frequency is possible, so that the speed of the synchronous motor for below rated speeds as well as above rated speeds are getting easily. And this figure represents a cycloconverter feeding three-phase synchronous motor in self-control. Yes. So the line voltages can be used to commutate the thyristors. Line voltages can be used to commutate the thyristors of a cycloconverter. Yes, that's why line commutated converters. Yes, line voltage is used for both firing circuit as well as the control circuit. That is the reason line commutated converter. The output frequency can be varied from 0 to one third of the input frequency. For example, uh, input frequency is 50 Hz, so one third of that has to be changed. Similarly, the speed range can also be controlled, limited from 0 to one third of the base speed. Yes. So the speeds up to 10% of the base speed, line commutation can be assisted, and if the machine overexcited, the load commutation is also possible. So cycloconverter gives very less harmonic current, resulting the losses are less, the heating is low, and the torque pulsations compared to VSI is also low, and efficiency is good, and the dynamic performance, the dynamic behavior is also good. So this may be compared to VSI is less. Otherwise, here it is mentioned. Cycloc converter gives very less harmonic content, such as losses, heating, and torque pulsation compared to VSA. Efficiency is good, and also dynamic behavior is also good. But one of the generalized drawback of the synchronous motor drive is, so here we are using 18 number of switches. So 18 number of switches in the sense the complex, the control circuit is complex, that is firing circuit is complex, so that the cost of the converter has to be increases, even it eliminates the harmonics, even it gives the better efficiency, the cost of the converter is very high. Yes. So that just simply briefed what about the today's class. So today's class, the voltage source inverter fed synchronous motor drive operating in uh, operating in square wave inverters, PWM inverters, as well as the chopper with square wave inverter. And after that, we discussed the cycloconverter fed synchronous motor drive. So these two, and one more topic is left in this unit, that is the uh, current source inverter fed synchronous motor drive, and along with some more problems. Maybe uh, one or two classes will finish the syllabus within the May 15th. So thank you friends. So we will meet in the interactive session in 3 p.m. So kindly attend all the people in the interactive session. So I will provide a special meeting for the entire class, and today all of you attend. Thank you one and all.